Hi, hello, welcome to NS Physics Academy. Today we will discuss about Newton laws of motion. So what do you mean by motion? Which laws will be invented by a Newton? So what is rest? What is motion? What is the difference between these two quantities? So what do you mean by rest and what do you mean by motion? First we will discuss what do you mean by rest. So when it is considered as a motion, rest means there is no change with respect to our surroundings. There is no change with respect to our surroundings. For example, the body is in stationary position, means in rest position it will not move with respect to our surroundings. That is called a rest position. What do you mean by motion? The change will be occurred with respect to the surroundings. So here rest means there is no change due to means respect to surroundings. So what do you mean by motion? With respect to surroundings there is a change. The motion is nothing but the movement of a body, anything. There is a change in movement with respect to surroundings. There is a movement that is considered as a motion. So about this motion, Newton invented three laws. So what are the three laws we will discuss now? Newton invented three laws. First one is Newton's first law, Newton's second law, Newton's third law. So what is Newton's first law? We will discuss now. Newton's first law. It is based on basically about rest. Newton first law. What do you mean by Newton first law? If there is no change with respect to surroundings, it is considered as a rest position. So it is related to the rest position. Newton first law, it is related to rest position. So what is Newton first law? If there is no net force acting on a body, the net force is zero. So it is considered as a force becomes zero. The net force F net is equal to 0. When F net is equal to 0, if there is no net force applied on a body, it is no change. Means the body is in rest position, will remain at rest, or the body it is continue with uniform motion, it is continue with same uniform motion. So what is the first law? Newton first law explain about rest position. F net is equal to 0. So what is the Newton first law? If there is no net force acting on a body, the rest position body will remain at rest. The uniform motion, when it is moves with uniform motion, it is continue with same uniform motion. It is called a Newton first law of motion. So it explains the property of inertia. What is the property of inertia? The inherent property, inertia is nothing but it opposes the change in motion of a body, opposes the change in state. What do you mean by inertia? It will oppose the change in state. State means here we are considering two types of states. One it is rest position, another one is in motion. When it continue in a state of rest, it will in it is rest position only. It is continue in that state only. When it is in motion, it is continue with the motion. So that is called a state. What is the property of inertia? It opposes the change in state. When it is in rest, it will be in remain at rest. When it is in a motion, it will remain at motion only. So this is the property of inertia. There are three types of inertia, that is inertia of rest, inertia of rest, inertia of direction, inertia of motion. So these are the three types of inertias. Means inertia of rest means what? The tendency of your body, it is due to rest. It will remain at rest. For example, a bus moves towards to the east. It starts and the driver will move. Means it applies acceleration, it will move. When we applied acceleration on your body, it will move. When the bus is in motion, the passengers will suddenly falls backwards. It is due to the tendency, means inertia of a rest position, because the body it is in rest position first, after it will move, means it is in motion, the state will be changed, rest to motion. That's why the passenger will falls down like this. So this is due to the inertia of rest position. Then inertia of direction. What is inertia of direction? When bus it is in motion, it suddenly takes direction towards to left side. The body, means the passenger's body, it takes right side. The passenger body moves towards to right. When bus takes left side direction, the direction of the bus is changed from left, and the passengers will move right side, because due to the tendency of a direction. Then what is inertia of motion? Suddenly the bus is moving. When the bus is in motion, suddenly the bus driver applies brakes. What happens? The passengers will fall front. Because of the before, that is, it is in motion. After it reaches the rest position, when we applied force, it comes to rest. So the deceleration will be takes place. Acceleration becomes a deceleration when we applied a force on that. So the body it is in motion first, after we are applying brakes, it comes to rest position. That is called a inertia of motion. So these are the three types of inertia. Then Newton's second law. This is about description about Newton's first law. What is Newton's second law? Second one is Newton's second law. Newton's second law, it explains mainly when F is equal to something value. Before Newton's first law, F net it is equal to 0. Here F net it is some value. When we applied force on a body, it will move from point A to B like this. Applied force on this direction, the body will move from point A to point B. So this is the applied force. This force it is equal to how much? This explains the Newton's second law. The applied force is equal to F is equal, the F net is equal, or F is equal MA. F is equal MA means the applied force is equal to the mass into acceleration. The product of the mass and the acceleration, it is equal to the applied force. This is the second law of motion. So what is the second law? When we applied force on a body, any body, that force is equal to product of their mass and acceleration. For example, we are taking one mass here. It has some weight, that is some mass, that is M. It travels from point A to B. It gains the acceleration A. So here the product of the mass and acceleration, it is equal to the applied force. When we applied force like this, this applied force is equal to the product of their mass. Its mass and it gains acceleration. The product of these two, it is equal to the applied force. This explains the Newton's second law. Then what is Newton's third law? It is very easy. When we applied force, it is a action. When we applied force on this, it is action. So what is the reaction? What is the relation between the action and the reaction? So this explains the Newton's third law. What is Newton's third law? Simply, Newton's third law is action is equal to minus reaction. This is the Newton's third law. Newton's third law explains the action-reaction pair. So when action performs, that equal to the reaction in opposite side. So what is the perfect definition for Newton's third law? When action applied on any body, it equals to the opposite reaction. For every action there is equal and opposite reaction. It is a Newton's third law. So what is the definition for that? For every action there is equal and opposite reaction. It is called a Newton's third law. Action is equal to minus reaction. Here minus indicates the opposite direction. The direction is opposite. When we applied force in this direction, the reactions will be takes this direction. These both directions are different. Action is this side, reaction is this side. So reaction is opposite to the action. That's why this minus indicates the opposite direction. So Newton explains these three laws about motion. Newton first law explained the F is equal 0, means F net force is equal 0. And Newton second law explained the F is equal to ma, means the applied force is equal to mass and acceleration. Change in momentum is equal to the applied force. Newton's second law. When third one is action reaction pair. Newton's third law explained the for every action there is equal and opposite reaction. This explains the Newton's third law. And example for Newton's third law, it is a motion of a rocket. The motion of a rocket means the action is in downside, the reactions will be takes place upside. That's why it will move very fast. The action it applies down, the rocket applies down and it moves forward. This is opposite direction. Action will take place down and reactions will be upside. So the motion of a rocket is the best example for Newton's third law. So these are the total description about Newton's laws. Newton first law, second law, third law. So subscribe my channel in more